closes at the open. All-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I want to turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as yeah. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like yeah, 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater. Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing, dog? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits.
That TTG money gang,
making profits.
We some snipers.
All right. Hey, yo. What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Happy Friday. My name is Michael Edward Parinati, and I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. In case you didn't know, we were a Benzinga FinTech Awards finalist last year for Best Data Analysis Tool, and we are currently the fastest growing and highest rated online educational platform that combines university-level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's literally something for everybody at TTG. Now, when you join our platform, you guys get immediate access to around $15,000 worth of education and tools and resources that have already helped thousands of members of True Trading Group to become better traders, no matter how much time they have, no matter how much money they have to start with, or what their experience level is. Now, when you guys join our TTG membership, you're going to get access to all of our entire curriculum, a simplified and expanded upon version of the training I received working at a fund in New York. There is beginner courses and advanced courses, stock market foundation, chart patterns and analysis, technical indicators, short selling, swing trading, advanced options, how to trade during a market crash, futures trading, options trading, crypto. There's even a course that teaches you how to do your taxes. And then we have my personal favorite, the trader psychology courses, which I think are hands down the single most important aspect of trading. 80 to 85% of trading. It's all up here. It's all mentor. Trader psychology courses are my favorite, and I think most important. You also get exposure to all of the moderators. There's 8 other professional full-time trading mods alongside myself with each and every single trading day for our members. Swing trading, day trading, options, futures, long-term investing, scalping, and also core trading. These are the trading styles that you guys have exposure to inside of True Trading Group from the moderators. Then you have all the tools and resources that are on the platform. You get TradingView's premium charting software, Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, a simulator, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, analyst ratings, congressional trading data, custom scanners, our AI trading assistant, and of course, the community. 10,000 members in 115 different countries, real-time translation on our platform for seamless communication if your first language is not English. Then you have about 1,000 hours of videos inside of our library. These are different workshops covering a variety of different topics, like how to trade while working a full-time job, how to grow a small account, how to stay in winning trades longer, and everything else. All right. Then you get all the transparency and trustworthiness when you join our platform, because the moderators and I upload trading submissions from our brokerage, submissions of our trading records from brokerage accounts every single day to the TTG website that shows every single transaction and executed trade that we are making. And then you guys will be able to see on there that cumulatively as a group, collectively, on all of those executions, a win rate of just around 80% now, going on roughly the last 5 years. We're 4.7 out of 5-star rated on Trustpilot, 78% retention rate amongst our members, and a less than 2.5% refund rate. We also, speaking of refund, offer double your money back guarantees to anyone that joins the TTG platform. We stand behind the platform that we've created, and we believe so strongly in what we have created and its ability to help you reach your goals that we offer double your money back if you are unable to make your membership fee back at least one time during the membership. Okay. So if you wonder why you should listen to anything it is that we discuss on this YouTube channel, it's because, like I said to you guys before, I didn't figure this out by watching YouTube videos or sitting in Discords. I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund, my first job in New York City, right out of college, where they would not let me touch $1 of their money before going through their training program. And then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash. But it was also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. So if you're ready to learn trading profit for really, come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live on this channel. With myself, other mods, and special guests, we'll drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, education, trade ideas that can help you guys all become better traders. All right. So smash that like button, show some love, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. Well, folks, what a day it was today, right? What a day it was. It was all about GameStop, wasn't it? All right, it was all about GameStop. In case you guys have been living under a rock, today was this, very highly anticipated live stream from Keith Gill, Mr. Roaring Kitty. And it really didn't go as planned. Or did it? I don't know. There's a lot of speculation of people saying that, what he did on the live stream was all part of the master plan, and he did it on purpose to suck in more short sellers. I don't know. But the company kind of punched him in the gut this morning, I think. I mean, the guy came out publicly with this massive position. He came out showing this massive position, this massive bet. The stock went absolutely bonkers. Yesterday in the after hours, the stock ran all the way to $67.50. If the stock got to 69, his portfolio would have been worth $1 billion. It got all the way to 67.5 yesterday in the after-hour session and finished in the low 60s, low to mid 60s. Then you wake up this morning, the stock is trading around 63, 64, and then the company announces their earnings 4 days early, 4 days ahead of schedule. The earnings were not good. Big slide and a huge miss and a huge drop-off in revenue. And on top of that, the company filed for a 75 million share offering. Now, this comes after the company already announced they've done about 45 million shares worth of offerings. And now they come out and say that they're selling another 75 million shares in the offering. That completely tanked the stock. The stock went from 64. Okay, went from like 64, 63, dropped it all the way down to the mid 30s. In that pre-market session. And it really felt like the stock was set up so perfectly, right? Felt like the stock was set up so perfectly for a huge short squeeze today. And everybody was waiting for this live stream from Roaring Kitty. And the company kind of comes out and jumps in front of him and says, wait, actually, hold on. Here's our earnings. They're terrible. And then here is a 75 million share offering on top of that. And then it's like, man, I have to imagine this is not how Keith Gill imagined that today was going to go. It's not how I imagined today was going to go. I was actually on this YouTube channel yesterday, and I was very excited for what was going to happen today because I really don't remember. I've been doing this for 18 years, and I don't remember ever there being a situation where you have this potential setup where 120,000 contracts could potentially be exercised so deeply in the money, and market makers would have to scramble to acquire those shares to deliver the shares to him at $20 a share. I had never seen anything like that happen before. One of our moderators in True Trading Group is actually a former market maker. So he was on the live stream with me last night. That's Gill. And he was going over and giving his insight, his thoughts, and based on his experiences on how he thought today was going to go. Because that was the speculation. The speculation today was that Keith Gill was going to come on his live stream and he was going to exercise his options right there live for everybody. And the market makers would have to scramble to find those 12 million shares, to have to deliver them to him at $20. And that would cause, the stock to really start to move higher and then cause that squeeze. That was the speculation yesterday. Well, I don't think anybody had on their bingo card pre-announced earnings from the company and a 75 million share offering this morning. I don't think anybody would have predicted that that was going to be how today was going to start. So that really kind of changed the tone and the momentum in GameStop today. The stock really didn't have any momentum today. Right off the open, off the open, it shot higher, but it ran into resistance in the high 40s, immediately reversed course, and then traded back down through the low of the day. It was a wild whipsaw action, but it was the weakest day, one of the worst trading days in the history of the stock, being down 40% on the day. But really, the sell-off is worse than 40% because it's down 40% from yesterday's close, which is 46.50. But the stock was trading at 64 before it dropped when they announced earnings and the offering. So really, the stock's down more than 40% if you consider where it came from in the pre-market session. So this is a complete reversal and a complete turnaround in the momentum on the stock. And then the live stream is supposed to start at noon, and it doesn't. Keith Gill shows up 30 minutes late to the live stream. You saw it, shareholders got really nervous at that point in time because at 12 o'clock, when he didn't come on, you can see the stock started to trade lower. And then once the live stream started, everybody got excited. You got this nice big, strong green candle. It took it from 31.5 all the way to 38.5, which is right where the stock started from. So it was at 38.5. And then 12 o'clock came, 12 o'clock went, and he didn't start the live stream. And the stock sold all the way down to 31.5 because everybody started to get nervous and go, no, where is he? What's going on? Did they cancel the stream? Is YouTube not letting him on? All this speculation was running wild on social media. And then the live stream finally started and the stock popped back to 38. But he didn't say anything. He didn't exercise his options. He didn't really talk about the dynamics of the short squeeze or hedge funds or anything like that. He just reiterated his stance on he believes that Ryan Cohen is going to, turn the company around. And I don't know if I've thought about this all day. I've thought about this all day where I'm like, there's no way he could have known that the company was going to pre-announce earnings and they were going to announce a 75 million share offering, right? That is such an incredible change in what the stock was doing yesterday and what it was doing today, that I just think that he probably envisioned today's live stream going very differently than it went today. And he probably had entirely different things he wanted to say and entirely different things maybe he was even going to do. But then what happened today, I think kind of threw a wrench in that plan. When he came on his live stream, and this is just my honest thoughts, my honest opinion, it felt like he wasn't really prepared for it. It felt like he didn't really necessarily know what to say. But then you think, is that all part of the plan? Like, is that on purpose to come on and not say anything and then make people make short sellers come into the stock? Because that people started to pile on to the stock short during the live stream. The live stream was very uneventful and had all this hype around it with like 1 million people watching it. It was even, aired on and put on CNBC. So you had people all over the world watching this live stream, and it kind of came and it went and nothing really transpired and nothing really happened and nothing was said really and nothing was done. And it was kind of like, oh, that was it. So people started to sell the stock, and the stock started to drop. You went from $38.50 all the way down to $26. The stock currently sits at $28, so still $10 lower than where it was prior to the live stream starting. Is that all part of the master plan? Is that intentional to bring in additional short sellers so that we can squeeze them later? I don't know. Do I think that the plan is that intricate? And do I think that the plan is that thought out and is that incredibly high risk? I don't think so. Because I look at it and I say there's no way he could have known that the company was going to do that today. And I have to imagine that just kind of threw a wrench in whatever his plan was. The company really stuck it to him. But I mean, listen, you can't blame the company. The company's doing what is best for them. They see a stock, they see their stock trading at a valuation that everybody at GameStop knows the stock doesn't belong at. Everybody knows the stock's not worth $46 a share. It's not today. It won't be tomorrow. It won't be a month from now. It won't be a year from now. But GameStop really has never traded on the back of fundamental analysis and earnings power and everything else and PE ratios. That's really not what GameStop has ever really traded on. It's traded around, meme stock mania, retail investors squeezing hedge funds. And it's been one of the most volatile stocks over the last couple of years. And it's driven by purely a battle between Wall Street and the little guy. And that's why this stock trades. And this stock is doing what it's doing because of Keith Gill's involvement and because of the position that he entered and that he publicly, posted and for the whole world to see, hey, I'm making a big bet on the company again. If he never did that, the stock never would have ran to $40, $50, $60. The stock would be probably trading somewhere around $15 today if he had never posted that position and he never took a position in the name. So it's not that the stock would have been here regardless. It's here because of what he did. And because of the bet he's making and the millions of retail traders around the world that follow him because they either made a bunch of money the first time around on the GameStop short squeeze, or they saw the movie and now they're interested and now they follow him. So however way you look at it, his following has grown since the 2021 short squeeze. It's much bigger now than it was in 2021, but the short position on GameStop is nowhere near the size of what it was in 2021. So this is a different scenario. The stock is trading at a significantly higher valuation than it was in 2021, right? He bought the stock in 2021 at $2, $5, $8, $10, right? That's before the split. Don't forget the stocks did a split. So you're exponentially higher than where you were when he originally bought his shares the first time around back in 2021. So the valuation is significantly higher and the price is significantly higher and the shares and the float is bigger. The company has done multiple offerings since then. Now, those offerings are dilutive. They are selling more shares into the market. That means that the tradable float becomes bigger. That's more supply for short sellers to cover positions into. It's harder for the stock to squeeze when you have 75 million new shares that are coming to the market because it's additional supply that short sellers will be able to cover into. Unlike the first time around in 2021, when you had more shares short than the entire tradable float allowed, and there was not enough shares available considering all the retail shareholders that were holding their positions not selling, there were no shares for short sellers to buy to cover that position, hence the massive short squeeze the first time around in 2021. But this is a very different scenario, and it's a very different situation. It's a very different stock. And, if you ask me, do I think that this was all part of the master plan? I think it's more likely, it's more probable that he was blindsided this morning with that news from the company. And, it's kind of shitty. I was and I still am rooting for him. I pray that the stock goes to $69 so his portfolio is worth $1 billion. It will be the greatest Wall Street story in the history of Wall Street, in the history of the stock market, about some guy that turned $50,000 into $1 billion in just a few years. It would be the greatest story anybody has ever heard. So I was rooting for him last night on my live stream last night. We talked about it. I'm rooting for him. I want the stock to go to 69. I hope it goes to 100. But today, I feel like today really hurts the possibility of that happening. 75 million new shares. I mean, everybody was talking about if he were to exercise his options, that's 12 million shares, 120,000 contracts, 100 shares per contract. That's 12 million shares. And everyone's like, oh, the market makers don't have it. They're going to have to buy shares. They're going to scramble to locate those shares so that they can deliver them to him at $20. Well, are they really going to have a hard time doing that now with 75 million new shares coming to the market? Plus, his options expire in 2 weeks. So time decay, implied volatility, IV crush is going to really start to eat into those call options. He's still deeply in the money. He's got the $20 strike call. The stock's still at 28. So he's still in the money on the trade, nowhere near the $900 million position that it was worth yesterday when the stock was at 67. But he's still up, and he's still up millions of dollars. But if we learned anything from Keith Gill the first time around, he's not really one for taking profit. He's not really one for selling. He holds. Is that going to be the right move this time around? It was the right move last time, and I commend him for it, because there's just no way that I would hold a stock from $5 to $400 the first time around. You know, if I bought a stock at $5, I'm taking profit at 10. I'm taking profit at 12, 15, 18, 20, 25, and then I'm out of the position. I'm not holding that thing to $400, right? He did. It worked last time. Does it work this time? Honestly, guys, I don't know. If the company did not announce a 75 million share offering, I would say, yeah. I think this thing does squeeze. I mean, hell, it squeezed last night. I mean, the stock closed at 46, and then last night it went to 67 after the market closed. It was squeezing. The short squeeze was on, and the company crushed it. Now, does retail have enough juice to push this thing back to the 60s with and absorb 75 million new shares? That's a tall task. When you think about how much liquidity and how much buying power is going to be needed, that's a tall task. And I don't know if we've got it in it. I want it to happen. I really, really do. But I don't know if it's gonna. And the one bright spot from today is that even with the disappointing live stream or the anticlimactic, lackluster, whatever, the stock held a very important support level, right? The stock held a very important support level. And I want to show it to you. So let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to show you guys this level. And I'm going to draw it for you. It's right here. Okay. Here is a crucial support level for Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Here is a crucial support level for GameStop. All right. Now you'll notice that the first time around when the stock went bonkers, okay, you found support inside of this zone, right? You found support inside of this zone. Okay. Then it gapped underneath it. And then that zone became resistance until Keith Gill posted his position. That gapped the stock back above that support level. And then for 3 consecutive days, that level held support. And you dropped to that level today, and that level still held support. So the one bright spot here is that from a technical standpoint, this support level is still in play and it's still intact. What I would really want to see happen on Monday is the stock gaps back up to 32. I want to see the stock do something like this, okay, come Monday, right? If you get a candle that looks like this on Monday, then I'd say, okay, there's still potential here for that squeeze. Okay, I really would want to, in my opinion, it's got to gap up on Monday. It's got to gap up on Monday. It's got to get it back into the 30s and really start to get that momentum back to the upside, to start to feel like, okay, maybe now because I'm telling you, a lot of people shorted the stock today. A lot. And rightfully so. Earnings were shit. and they announce a 75 million share offering. So of course, hedge funds, even retail traders, they're going to come in and they're going to short the stock on the back of that news. Then he does the live stream and it was very lackluster. People are going to short it again, even more on top of that. So you had a lot of new short sellers, in my opinion, come into the market today. Like I said, was that all part of the plan to give more fuel to the short squeeze later? I don't know. What I do know is what the charts tell me. And that support level has to hold in order to get a short squeeze. If Monday the stock does this, I think it's toast. I do. I think it's toast if it does this, man. If that's the candle that you get on Monday and you break down through that level, you probably go back you probably get back to here. And you probably find support around 18 to 20 bucks. But 18 to 20 bucks, that's a long ways away percentage wise from the 28 that we find ourselves in right now. It's a long ways away from where we see it now. So I just, I don't know. This level's got to hold, guys. Those are my thoughts. This level's got to hold. And I'll look at it for a long if I see this on Monday. If I see that on Monday, I'll look at it for a long. But if not, this thing gets down here like this. I don't know. I think it could be. I think the stock could be in trouble, and I think Keith Gill could be in trouble with the position that he's on. So I hope that's not the case. I really do want to see the guy become a billionaire. I really, really do. I'm not envious. I'm not. I'm not. Listen. Because people are like, oh, well, Mike, you're this, professional trader. You've been doing this for 18 years. And I'm certainly not a billionaire. Like, is there a level of envy that someone that, this is what some of the stuff that I get from members. No, not at all. I'm not envious at all. And this is why the markets exist. I've made a lot of money in the markets. I haven't made $1 billion, but I've made a lot. I've done really well. And I want other people to do well. Other people doing well gets other people involved. Like you see other people have success, and then you feel like, oh wow, this is what's actually possible in the stock market. And then more people get involved, and more people come into the stock market, and more people join True Trading Group, and our community and our platform grows. I'm not jealous or envious of anybody. I hope this guy makes $1 billion. I truly and genuinely do. Even if I had no dog in the fight, or even if I didn't make a single dollar from the stock, I hope this guy makes $1 billion, man. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for anybody that's long it with him. I know there's probably millions of traders that are long call options or shares with him, and they're probably not going to sell until he sells, whether that's at $12 or $100. And I pray it's at 100. I don't want to see anybody lose money. That's for damn sure. I want to see everybody make money. I do. I want to see everybody make money. So, that's it. Earnings certainly didn't help. The offering, I think, was even worse. I think the offering is really what hurt the momentum today. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not here to make a prediction on what the stock's going to do on Monday. I have no idea. I honestly don't have any idea what the stock's going to do on Monday, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what the stock does. Do we gap up to 32? Do we trade down to 24? And I'll make my decision on what I think the stock's going to do when I see where it's at Monday morning. I'm not here to make predictions or I'm not a fortune teller. I'll just trade the action that I see. Right? I'm just trading the action. I'm just going to trade the action that I see. So we'll see, guys. But today certainly does not look good. All right. Certainly does not look good on the name. All right. We also had some other news today. Okay. We also had some other news today, and that was the U.S. labor report. Now, people might not care about this, because everybody was focused on GameStop today, but you got the U.S. labor report today. I can't make any sense of this number. They said we added, a lot more jobs than what was anticipated. We were expected to, I forgot, was it 240,000, something like that? We were expecting 170,000. But then when you look deeper into the numbers, when you look net, full-time jobs were down like 600,000 and part-time jobs were up like 250 something thousand. The unemployment rate went up, even though we added more jobs than what was anticipated, while the labor participation rate went down. After you got higher than expected jobless claims numbers yesterday, a softer than expected ADP private non-farm payrolls added to the ADP platform, meaning less jobs were added than anticipated. After you got 400,000 less job openings than what was expected on Tuesday. So Tuesday, you got 400,000 less job openings, or 360,000 less job openings. On Wednesday, you got the ADP employment number, which was softer than expected, less jobs added on ADP's platform. Thursday, you got jobless claims. A lot more people filed for unemployment than what was expected. Friday comes, the unemployment rate goes up to 4% when it was expected to be at 3.9. But yet, we added more jobs than expected. I don't know what to make of this number. There's so many conflicting signals in these jobs numbers, where one looks like one piece of data looks like the labor market is softening. The other piece of data looks like there's still a lot of hiring going on. And when you look under the hood, it's government jobs, it's healthcare, and it's leisure and hospitality. That's where the job growth is coming from. Nowhere else. Okay. Leisure, hospitality, government jobs, and healthcare. And I mean, I told you guys I expected a 4 handle on that unemployment number. I'm happy it was 4.0, not like 4.1 or 4.2. I think 4.1 or 4.2 would have gotten the markets a little nervous. But we come in right there at 4.0. And the market's made a new all-time high today on the back of that number. So we take a look. We go over to the S&P. We made a new all-time high today. But this is not a fantastic looking candle. Now, somebody had asked me on my live stream yesterday about the bearish divergence that I talked about a couple days ago. And this is the potential of a topping tail, right? This right here has the potential of a topping tail, all right? Not confirmed yet, has the potential of a topping tail, but oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me put that back. Go back up there. What you did, though, was you held the previous all-time highs, right? So you have these previous all-time highs that were resistance. You broke through that 2 days ago, and then yesterday and today, that level held support, right? But then it looks like this little topping tail kind of coming into play here. I do think it's possible that you can see a pullback next week if this level of support around 530, 531, if it breaks. And I'll just show you what it was that I was referring to on the weekly chart of the S&P when I identified for you guys a couple of days ago this bearish divergence. And I want to play this out for you. I want to show you guys here again what this bearish divergence looks like. The bottom of my screen right here is the MACD indicator. The signal line is the white line. The MACD is the teal blue line. And you'll notice that the SPY made a new high, while the MACD made a lower high. That is bearish divergence when you see that type of price action in the equity and then compared to the MACD. The other thing that you saw have occur was a signal line cross to the downside, where the MACD indicator crossed under the signal line. That's typically a bearish signal. Okay. And if we look at the last couple of times that you have gotten the signal line crossovers, let's see what the result was. There's a signal line crossover in November. What did the markets do for the next several weeks? We went to the upside, right? Here's a signal line crossover to the downside in the middle of August. And what did we do after that signal line crossover? Well, we went up for the first 2 weeks, and then you went down for the next 8 weeks. Right? So every time you get these signal line crossovers, it seems to be kind of the start of a new trend. Here's another cross in November of 2022, and that comes right after the markets bottomed in October. Now, we didn't know at the time that October bottom was the bottom, but now we know that that was the bottom, and that signal line crossover was the sign that that new uptrend had really begun, and that new uptrend had started. So this is the bearish divergence. This is the bearish signal that I'm getting from the MACD. It's a bearish divergence signal, and it's a bearish signal line crossover on the weekly chart of the S&P. So does that lead to, a pullback here going into next week? And do we kind of top this out? And do we start to pull ourselves back off that level? I do think that that's still a very realistic and a very possible, I think that's still a very possible price action for us to see going into next week. I don't have an open short position right now on the back of that. I've actually exited I actually exited all positions today. I had a GameStop position. We took final profits on that. I had a Coinbase position. We took final profits on that. So I'm out of the positions that I had. I'm going into next week flat and without any positions. And I'm going to be looking to get myself into some new stuff next week. And I think that we're going to have a really important week next week. There's something called CPI data that's coming out next week. Yes, inflation data next week. We all know that's going to be important. And you got a Fed meeting. And you got PPI data. So next week is going to be huge. Fed meeting, CPI data. This is going to be one hell of a week. So could the markets potentially top out up here with all these catalysts coming up? Absolutely. Absolutely. What happens if that CPI number comes in higher than expected? Then you have the Fed meeting. Of course, they're not going to cut rates. But then what happens if Jerome Powell says, nope, forget about cutting rates, guys. Not going to happen. Inflation's still too high. Inflation's still too sticky. That would be 4 out of 5 months hotter than expected inflation numbers if you get a hot read here for the month of May. January, February, March numbers were higher than expected. April's was lighter. And everybody welcomed that because the markets made the new all-time high on the back of that, right? This day right here, we made the new all-time high. That was lighter than expected April CPI. Well, now we're about to get May's CPI. Is May also lighter than expected and makes people feel pretty good about the Fed cutting rates later this year? But what if that number's higher than expected? And then Jerome Powell comes out the next day and Jerome Powell's like, nah, forget about it. We can't even think about cutting rates. And all of a sudden the market, because the market has priced in right now the first rate cut for September. And right now there's a 55% likelihood of a rate cut in September. Then you have like a 60 to 70% percentage cut in November and like an 80% cut, 80% or higher probability of a cut in December. But if the CPI number comes in hot, you'll probably see that September number drop into like the 30s. And you'll probably see the November number drop to like 50 or maybe even sub 50. And the December number probably drop into the 70s. And I think that the market would pull back if that were the case. And maybe that gives us the couple of week pullback into the summer that that could be what that MACD indicator is signaling to us. And maybe that's the fundamental catalyst to push the market in that direction. If it is, we're going to be ready for it because we see the technical setup. Now you have the fundamental catalysts that are coming up. And depending on what those fundamental catalysts are, we know what the technicals are telling us. So if the fundamentals support the technicals, then you can take a look at putting that trade on. But we got to wait and see what that catalyst is, right? I don't know what the CPI number is going to be. So let's wait and see what the CPI number is. And then we'll make our decision. We'll make our decision if we're going to try to short on the back of that, or are we just going to try to stay long with the markets making new all-time highs and we try to push to, 50, 400, 5,500. Do we just keep going higher? I think the CPI number is going to really give us the sign there going into next week. Okay. And we'll keep eyes on GameStop. GameStop is, just treading water right now, trading in 28 and change. It'll be front and center on my screen come Monday. And then guys, make sure you set your reminders because Sunday I'm going to go live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. And I'm going to give you guys my top trade ideas for the week. We'll see where the futures are. We'll game plan for the CPI number, if this, then that type scenarios. I'll tell you guys what my thoughts are on GameStop and what my thoughts are on some of the other stocks I'm looking at. I'll give you guys my top ideas, what stocks I'm focused on, entry and exit prices, so you guys know exactly what I plan on doing with my own money. Okay? Now, the other thing that's really important is that this is the last opportunity you guys are going to have. For those of you that are not members, this is the last opportunity you're going to have to join True Trading Group for less than $1,000 on the year, because on Sunday, the price of our membership is going up over $1,000. You can get it today for $950. It's over $1,000 on Sunday. So before I do break, I'll tell you guys real quick how you can join. I do have some laptops for you guys over the weekend. Okay. So we do have some laptops over the weekend. We got 17 of them. And I'll be giving these away for you guys over the weekend. The next 17 people to go to ttgoffer.com. You'll get a 57% discount on our membership. It brings the price from the original $2,212, drops it all the way down to $950 for the whole year. That comes with a free laptop. Okay. The laptop is a 15.6-inch VivoBook with an AMD Ryzen GPU, comes at Windows 11. It's a free laptop. We cover shipping. We ship anywhere in the world. We have members in 115 countries. Doesn't matter where you live. I'll get you the laptop. Shipping's on us. It's free. But there's only 17 of them, and you know you're one of the 17 as long as you see the laptop in your checkout cart. If you don't see it in your checkout cart, then that means that we have run out of laptops. Okay? But you go to ttgoffer.com, and everything on that page is included for the $950. There's no additional cost or upsell or charge for the things you see on that page. They're all included. Okay? You get the entire curriculum, 22-course curriculum. It's a simplified and expanded upon version of the training that I received when I worked at the fund in New York. Beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures, you name it. We've got it. You guys have access to it when you guys join the TTG platform. You're going to get all of our trade alerts. You got the mobile app. If you can't be in front of your computer, don't worry. 82% of our members have full-time jobs. They use the mobile app. You can stay connected to chat, listen to the mods, see their screens, participate in chat, and most importantly, receive real-time push notifications when our moderators enter and exit their positions. That's how so many of our members are able to follow along with what we're doing during the day while they're busy working their full-time jobs. You will also get included Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, TradingView's premium charting software, the Trade Ideas scanner streams on our platform, 2 small private study group sessions, our AI-powered trading assistant, 1,000 hours of our video library, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, analyst ratings, congressional trading data, a simulator, custom scanners, all included for the $950. Some of you may pay, sorry about that. Some of you may pay for Benzinga Pro already. Some of you may pay for TradingView. Some of you may pay for Trade Ideas. You guys do not need to pay for these things anymore. When you join our platform, they're all included in the $950 price point for the entire year. And don't forget, that comes with the free laptop. All you need to do is go to ttgoffer.com and grab one. Now, I mentioned a double your money back guarantee earlier on the stream. Let me explain to you how that works. The double your money back guarantee is right on the checkout page in black and white. Go read it. You join today, you pay $950. If you are unable to make enough winning trades with us to equal the $950 membership fee at least one time, we will give you back $1,900, double what you're paying to join the platform. Here is what I ask you to do. Go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group. Use the platform that you're subscribing to. If you do and you're unable to make enough trades to equal the $950 membership fee at least one time, we'll give you back double your money just for wasting your time. I can do that simply because our refund rate at True Trading Group is less than 2.5%. Our retention rate at TTG is around 78%, meaning 78% of our members have renewed their membership or have upgraded to become a lifetime member of the platform. If you have any questions at all about this membership, about the platform, about the money back guarantee, about myself, about the mods, about the tools, anything, text us. 1-888-306-8783. Again, that is 1-888-306-8783. The phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen. Text that number if you guys have any questions at all. We are fully transparent. We are an open book standing by to help you guys any way that we can. Otherwise, you go directly to ttgoffer.com, grab yourself that laptop, grab yourself that 57% discount, and then get your butts in chat. Next week is going to be a huge week with the CPI data, the Fed meeting, and obviously the continuation of the GameStop saga. All right. So get your butts on over inside of chat. Remember, no additional cost, no upsell or charge for any of the items that you see on tggoffer.com. How do you know you're getting one of the laptops? Easy. If you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that's how you know you're getting one. All right. That's it for me here tonight, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Have a wonderful weekend. Set your reminders for Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be live right back here where I'm going to give you my top trade ideas for the week. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care. Or Sunday. See you guys.